brother Jason, who will be a college player, they say, Division I someday. Here's Robinson launching. Freshman way too strong. Hill again skying for the board.
Not the shot that a coach would want for his team coming out of a timeout. You got to get a better one than that. And here's that 5-second count I talked about, Jim. How it favors Duke, because Grant Hill can keep that ball in his hands so long. Parks is open.
Capel says, you leave me open, I'll take it. Comes up with an air ball. Thurman back to Beck. Thurman.
Boy, he's so smooth.
That stops the Duke run. They had 13 unanswered. Robinson now guarding Hill. Hill.
Robinson touched it, I believe. He didn't?
Nope.
Oh, I thought he did. Yes, you're right. I thought he changed the flow of that ball. Evidently not.
Beck. Right again underneath.
Look at those hands.
Behind the back, Hill to Capel, looking for a timeout.
Oh, nobody's calling it yet.
And it comes into the hands of Grant Hill. Way down in the corner.
Collins has got to think better than that. Well, we're going to see a scramble here.
Look at Beck fighting for it, though.
Grant Hill gets a piece of it off Robinson in the face. Grant behind the back. It goes down. Williamson gets it.
Foul from behind on Grant Hill. His second.
You know, sometimes, Jim, Chris Collins gets so fired up and excited that he loses concentration.
They meet him on the inbounds. Back to Williamson.
Third inbounds pass for a score in this game. Very unusual for two good teams to give that up. Arkansas battling back from that timeout.
Cut it to 6. Hill.
Great curl move by Grant Hill.
Hill has 9 now for Duke. Scotty Thurman, 3. Got the roll and the bounce.
And I thought he got hit on the elbow as well.
Thurman, who played on the same Olympic Festival team with Capel and Parks. Capel, an assist to Park. Didn't look like much knee problem action there underneath.
Sensational play by Parks. Realized that Robinson had it blocked and took it under the rim.
Robinson rejected by Parks. Beck and 1.
No excuse to not have a guard blocked out. Beck showing that heart that Nolan Richardson talks about.
Cherokee's 3rd.
You'll see the play. Nice pass by Williamson inside. There's the good block, but nobody blocks out Beck. Comes right down the lane to put it back.
Beck, only 6'2", has 5 rebounds. He'll shoot Arkansas's first free throw of the game.
Jim, what else we're seeing for the very first time, with 14:10 to go, the first substitution for Duke. It looks like Mike Krzyzewski's saying, hey, we're going to go with the starters. Clark in.
Clark in, Beck at the line. 3-point play. Corliss Williamson said, Coach Richardson is the brains of our team, but Corey is the heart. And he's played with that so far. Duke 52, Arkansas 48.
Grant Hill spending more time down inside, trying to rest him a little bit. And here comes that curl again.
Hill, back of the rim. Beck wants to run with it.
5-on-2.
Sees Thurman behind, right inside to Williamson. Still, Arkansas has cut it to 2.
Starting to see some signs of fatigue. Mike Krzyzewski recognizes it, and he's calling timeout.
Duke timeout. Arkansas making a run of its own. 52-50, Blue Devils.
Here we see a half court, and look at the numbers for Arkansas. 5 against 2 for Duke. And that's why there was a timeout call for Mike Krzyzewski. A wearied club right here, and they need to give him a rest. Stewart for the tap-in.
That's McDaniel. Go Razorbacks, he says. A 12-4 run for the Hogs.
Nice double down.
Parks fires it anyway.
Duke getting no offensive boards anymore.
Beck somehow swung it over. McDaniel now. This for the tie. He'll go to the line. Corliss Williamson.
I think it's Hill's third on the reach-in, Jim. So many times what happens to a guy like Grant Hill is he tries to cover not only his own man, but reach in to help others. Great interior passing by Arkansas. Set that up.
3 on Hill, 3 on Parks. 2 free throws for the man whose favorite player in basketball plays right here. Larry Johnson has a big poster of him back in his room in Fayetteville. That's his man, Larry Johnson, says Nolan Richardson.
Well, Jim, this young man, of course, had the foot injury to start his freshman year, missed 13 games, came on strong once he got in shape, and there's a turnover.
Hill tried to save it, too late. Got a glimpse of Williamson's father and brother, and now Arkansas down 1 with a chance to get back in front. Meek in, Collins in.
Little crack in the sidewalk there for Duke on that play. You notice it was relatively easy catch for Clark. When he didn't catch it, he turned to Parks as if it was Parks' fault. You're supposed to catch a ball in your hands. Meek can have a hard time with Williamson. He's so much quicker.
There's that matchup. Williamson in and out. Meek with the rebound. 6 rebounds for Meek today off the bench.
Jim, what Grant Hill has to be careful of now is dribbling the ball and picking up the charge.
Hill finds a slicing Ling.
Arkansas quicker and fresher at this point in the game.
15 turnovers by Duke. Beck draws the foul, will shoot a couple. As he backed in, Marty Clark. At the conclusion of this game, we will select the Chevrolet players of the game in conjunction with the award. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of each school.
Well, Jim, Nolan Richardson talked about Beck being the heart and soul, but he said, I wish he'd shoot more. He only averages 5 shots a game on the year. Tonight being much more aggressive, looking for his shot, and it's paying off.
He tried to explain to me the difference, Nolan. He said that Beck, unlike most college players who play to play, Beck plays to win.
I thought it was the key in the ball game the other day against Arizona. Beck picks up his 4th. Reeves only has 3. They don't go to Reeves to go ahead and get Beck out of the ball game. Reeves picks up his 4th. Nolan Richardson made a very smart move getting Beck out of the game, and then he came in to finish it up without ever fouling out. The real turning point in the ball game.
The 1 free throw ties the game at 52. 12:30 remaining.
Nice reversal of the ball for Cherokee.
Clark off the pick. Won't take it, but Grant will. 3-pointer. No Duke players underneath.
Arkansas getting every rebound on both ends.
Thurman setting up the 3-pointer. Cherokee. Someone got a piece of the arm, either Stewart or Williamson. They'll call it on Williamson. His 2nd.
Arkansas is so much tougher to defend when they go inside first and then out. You'll see coming over the back. Cherokee gets it, and there's the grab. I said Nolan Richardson would stay with this solid lineup a lot more in the second half, Jim. He bounced around with a lot of different combinations in the first half. No easy baskets. Wow,
no call. Steal by the Razorbacks. Good pass, Williamson cutting through. Missed the lay-in, no call.
Well, that's about evens it up. Watch it, Grant Hill doesn't see Williamson laying down.
2-on-1. Williamson one more time. And Grant Hill.
That's a foul on Williamson.
How about that? He had a 2-on-1 Corliss. Had McDaniel over there, and Hill, the only one defending.
Jim, here you can see Williamson was laying on the floor. Grant Hill had no idea it was there, and I said, watch out. Of course, he couldn't have known that he was coming, but what a defensive job by Grant Hill on Williamson on the inside. And here, finally, the foul is called.
What comes out of that is an extra foul on Williamson, his third.
Jim, probably a pretty good turnaround there, because I thought that Marty Clark was fouled on one end, and I thought Williamson was fouled on this end. So that evens it up.
Corliss to the bench with 3, replaced by Robinson.
Now, will Mike Krzyzewski let Park sit down with the score tied for a few minutes to rest him? Might be something to think about. You can't have Williamson back in fresh. Parks is having his hands full as it is. Great double team.
Capel, there was no Duke player there, but Robinson let it come off his hands out of bounds.
I think Robinson was surprised the ball came to him. Came up off that floor awful hot.
Lang has it taken away. McDaniel, a 4-4 sprinter. Fastest Razorback, Clint McDaniel, puts Arkansas ahead 54-52. And Capel better be careful. He's making some scary passes from the Duke perspective. Lang outside.
Hold the string on that one. And Duke really frustrated now. They can't get an offense going. And even with Williamson down, it's the Arkansas 40 minutes of hell being compressed into about 6 minutes here of great defense.
Stewart, three-pointer. Meek. And they'll call that one right there on Beck.
And Jim, we see that number 31 on the Arkansas jerseys, signifying, we talked about a senior starting tonight, but one player that didn't, of course, get an opportunity to start in his ball game.
Roger Crawford.
Roger Crawford, who is missing from the lineup and would have made that bench even deeper, out with a broken foot, standing there on the sidelines.
Nolan said that number 31 also represents the fact that if we win this game, it'll be our 31st of the season.
Well, Arkansas has only had 3 30-win seasons, and every time they got to the Final Four.
Hill floating. Parks following. Duke ties it 54 all.
Even when Grant Hill doesn't score, it seems like he creates something either with the pass or gets an opportunity for a teammate because they put so much pressure on him.
They had not scored, Billy, in 8 straight trips before that one. Alex Dillard now with Collins manning him.
You can see Collins not wanting to give him 1 inch to get off a shot. And here he comes.
Meek got him with the body.
See Grant Hill on the drive. That little double clutch shot of his. And because there were 2 men and almost 3 coming over to try to stop him, it allowed Parks to be wide open.
Dillard lost it going up. Robinson saves it. Swinging around. Good passing. Capel. He got up there high for that rebound. Duke now looking to go back ahead. Game tied at 54.
Williamson getting a nice rest, Jim. As I said, I'm surprised Mike Krzyzewski hasn't given Parks an opportunity to sit down with Williamson out.
Ball deflected by Robinson. Razorbacks steal it again.
Stewart was thinking about going up with a 3.
Robinson.
He can shoot that ball.
Yep.
He's not afraid to shoot from the outside.
They got some big guys, Robinson and Stewart, both who can shoot it from the perimeter.
Right, he's 7 for 23 from 3, so he's not bashful of taking a shot from the foul line.
Arkansas leads by 2.
Hand checking again. They just have called that all night long.
That's on Thurman. Thurman's second.
Here's what we talk about. Watch the hand checking on Grant Hill. Thurman, a cheap foul. But if they're going to call it early, and this is what you want of officials, they've been consistent all night, they're still calling it late.
That's the 6th team foul on Arkansas. Next one puts Duke in the 1-1. Williamson back in the lineup for the Hogs.
Hill asked to come out.
Capel.
Oh!
Over the back, Lang.
And who did he go over the back? None other than Corey Beck. He has been everywhere tonight. Offensive glass, defensive glass.
Second on Lang, sixth on Duke. So the next Duke foul will put Arkansas on the 1-and-1. 8:20 remaining.
So one of our keys, Duke not dominating the foul line. A big advantage for Arkansas.
Dillard, they say that's against Lang. So two quick ones on Antonio, and that gives him three now. 3 fouls for the game.
Jim, what's happening here? Dillard is just so quick. We saw Meek pick up a foul on him just a while ago, and now Lang doing likewise. Lang, who picked up that huge charge to end the Florida game, not quick enough to get over there against Dillard.
So Dillard will be in a 1-and-1. He had 39 in the game this year against Delaware State. That included 12 made three-pointers. Rebound to Stewart. Here's Dillard now. His
He's amazing. You give him an inch, and he takes a mile, boy. Such a quick release.
Collins. Arkansas looking for a breaking point, perhaps. On the line, McDaniel. Arkansas has come back from 10 down to lead by 5. An official's timeout. Razorbacks 59-54. A couple of notes, 11 lead changes. Williamson, who was the all-time shooter in tournament history over Walton, has now dropped behind him, 7 of 21 tonight. And Duke with 20 turnovers. Look at the tension for the wives. Mickey Krzyzewski and Rose Richardson. Duke trails by 5 with 7:49 remaining.
It's got to be Grant Hill time, Jim, for Duke. They have not had good looks at the basket. Not playing well since they had that good run. Grant Hill can't get it.
Clark. And again, all Arkansas underneath.
Right. The real key players for Duke offensively, Parks and Hill, have not been able to get looks at the basket on this tremendous defensive run by Arkansas.
Rebound to Hill.
I thought McDaniel got hit on the arm on that one.
Grant Hill with 12 rebounds tonight. Capel shakes away from McDaniel. Gets the bounce also.
McDaniel trying to play too much for the steal. Normally he plays better defense than that.
Dillard, he could see it coming. Williamson tips it over the top. Last touch by Grant Hill, they say.
Jim, you mentioned Dillard and that great shooting. He did not shoot a jump shot until 1991. He said he used to shoot a standstill a la Larry Bird one-hander and just developed that jump shot in the last 3 years.
Unbelievably quick release. Look at this. Stewart. He made 11 out of 15 in the tournament from three-point land, and Williamson follows it up.
How about those hands?
Clark. And a block call against Stewart.
As a big break for Duke, because now you're finding Duke trying to do things that are not in the offense. Stewart makes 2 plays he'd like to have back. That one, getting the block, and that three-pointer kind of ill-advised.
Billy, when Duke had that burst early in this half, it started the half making 7 out of 10 from the field. But since then, only 1 of 10. Clark will shoot a couple. 2
reasons for that, Jim, in my mind. The 2 guys, again, Parks and Hill, have not had good looks at the basket. And the other thing, and the reason for that, is Arkansas's great defense. And with 6:33 to go, I think it's all over for the bench. From now on, guys are going to have to gut it out.
61-57, Arkansas. Dillard. That was a line drive, and Hill gets above everyone for the rebound. Hill suspended in air, does not get the roll.
It's amazing to me that on shots, Duke is not able to get any offensive boards. Nobody really going for position.
Capel blocked it, but they call him for the push. That'll send Beck to the line for a couple.
We talked about the 9 offensive boards that Arkansas got in the first half. In the second half, it has been one and done for Duke on their end of the floor.
Antonio Lang in there. He heard at the press conferences yesterday how 5 of the Razorbacks, including Corey Beck, have pet snakes. Beck has a 9-foot python named Truth that lives in his dorm room. Lang said, hey, I can answer that. He has a pit bull at home.
I like that story where the snake sleeps with Stewart. Now, how would you like to have a roommate that lets the snake out of the cage and crawls on you? I don't believe I'd buy that one.
Arkansas has made 4 out of 8 from the line.
And it's Arkansas dominating Duke from the line at this point with more attempts. Grant Hill trying to post up on Beck.
Clint McDaniel back in for Arkansas, number 12. And a whistle away, and it's going to be on Beck. He held up Hill, trying to get to the wing. Well, and that's a 1-on-1 situation now, Billy.
Jim, what's happening right here is Grant Hill fights for position. Now, when a man gets open like this, they caught Beck for grabbing Grant Hill's pants, but Grant probably pushed off getting away from Corey Beck. But when a guy goes in a low post like Hill with a smaller man on him, the passer's got to be ready to hit him before he gets exactly open.
1-and-1.
First offensive rebound I can remember.
Collins 3, and that's a huge 3 for Duke. That cuts the lead to 2. 3 threes tonight by Collins.
And now with Parks out of the game, it's Lang down on Williamson.
Thurman. Williamson on the line.
Mike Krzyzewski resting Cherokee Park, something I thought he'd do a little earlier, so he'd have him for the last 5 or 6 minutes. It looks like Mike's going to hold him out to about 4. You kind of get a feeling Collins is getting confidence in his stroke, Jim.
No question.
You know,
no question.
He's staying right with the shot. Arkansas goes to a zone, and that means Collins is open. Jim, a big move. Collins with confidence. Arkansas made a mistake there.
2 straight threes by Collins puts Duke ahead. Under 5 remaining. Beck in traffic. Capel reached in first.
Well, if anybody needed an exclamation point on what Nolan Richardson said the other day about Corey Beck is putting it on for himself. He has been the man of the hour, and there's what I'm talking about. The follow through on Collins' shot is there tonight.
He first went to the Final Four in 1981 when his dad, right there, Doug, was playing for the 76ers. He went to see Isaiah in Indiana win the national championship. He took young Chris to that game at the Spectrum.
His dad, of course, one of the all-time great pure shooters. A member of that fabled 72 Olympic team that lost to the Soviet Union.
Now for the lead, back. Arkansas back in front. Oh, and a steal on the inbounds. And this is going to go against Grant Hill.
And
this was going to be Billy on Grant Hill, his 4th.
You heard Grant scream out as he released that ball.
Well, they call that, Billy. They're going to call that on Clark instead.
Wow, what a big break for Duke.
They're going to call it on Clark, only his 2nd.
Huge break for Duke. 2nd fumble on an out of bounds.
Watch the foul, Billy.
Well, and maybe yes, I think so. You know, they
reached in.
Yeah, they got Clark on the chop.
2 shots. Duke with 10 team fouls. It's a double bonus the rest of the way.
Such a solid player. Went to the line over 200 times this year, shooting 70%. There's no weakness in this man's game.
He's a drama minor at Arkansas, and it will be Great theater the rest of the way. Arkansas leads 65-63. Hill for the tie. Clark saves it. Capel. 65 all.
He really has that bounce step, doesn't he? He goes in there, gets the jump stop, goes right back up, not afraid to go inside. At 6'5", he'll challenge the big fellas. And again, going back to what Coach Smith said, he's not a freshman anymore. Look at the strength of Williamson.
They got it in underneath, and Williamson puts Arkansas back in front. 20 for Williamson. Dangerous pass. Capel. Short. Close. Out to Clark for the tie.
Too quick.
Last touch by McDaniel. And here comes Cherokee. Cherokee will come in. An official's timeout under 4 minutes. Duke basketball when we come back. Well, each team has used a timeout. The arrow belongs to Arkansas. Duke led by 10 in this half, and then Arkansas came back to lead by 6. Chris Collins then fired a couple of threes, Billy, to put Duke right back in it. What's the story the rest of the way?
The story is, Jim, you said during that timeout, this may be the best game you've ever been involved with, and I certainly have to agree with you. Two great teams, well coached, executing to perfection. 2-3 zone now by Arkansas. Let's see if Collins can find a hole. Corliss Williamson remembers where he came from last time.
Ooh, tough pass.
That's the freshman trying to do more than's there. And Capel was thinking the same thing we were, and that is Chris has got the hot hand getting the ball, but they got to rotate that ball from Hill over.
Arkansas, Stewart, partially blocked by Hill, but Williamson in one.
Too strong. From a man that was the greatest high school player in Arkansas history, closing in to, you could say, the greatest college player, distancing the great Sidney Moncrief, the way this guy's going. That was almost a Derek Wittenberg, Lorenzo Charles type three, right?
That one partially deflected by Hill, really in the end hurts Duke.
Yep.
So Williamson for the three-point play, and Arkansas leads 70-65.
And they stay in the 2-3 zone. Grant Hill's going to have to get the ball in the middle.
Tough pass, but a reach around call on Stewart. And that's the 9th on Arkansas, so it's a 1-1 for Duke this last time.
Jim, how unusual it is that look at this time in the game up at the scoreboard and see that Duke has committed more fouls than their opponent.
Antonio Lang, part of this senior class. Lang, Hill, and Clark, 18-1 in the NCAAs in their career. 2 national championships. Billy, it's been a long time since players had 3 championship crowns.
Hollifield and Farmer from UCLA, the last to do it.
Back in 1973. 15 for Lang tonight. Knocked down a couple of that time, and Arkansas with the ball leads by 3 with 3 minutes to go. Beck got around him. Blocked by Hill.
Boy, what a defender he is.
Capel. Blocked by Williamson. And Beck breaks free. 4 on 2. Thurman on the wing. Lets one player fly by. Long rebound to Parks. What a block. 2 of them.
Right. Our 2 superstars we feature at the top of the show getting it done on defense as well as offense. Williamson with that tremendous hustle and speed. The best transition for a big man I've seen in college ball.
Capel. This would tie it.
His feet weren't set.
Thurman rebound.
And who's down court already? Williamson waiting for the low post.
He's in phenomenal shape, Billy. Williamson.
He is. And how about Nolan Richardson now saying, okay, Duke, you've used this strategy before to spread people out. Coach Dean Smith has seen this before, the fabled 4 corners.
Final 2 minutes for the title. 5 on the shot clock. Stewart.
Well, the referees didn't realize it. I think Grant Hill could have moved that ball up floor.
That rebound by Hill gives him a career high. Now he goes for the tie. He gets it. '70-70, 1:20 to go. Timeout, Arkansas. Championship trophy backstage, waiting to be hoisted in the air. Center stage. Game tied 70-all with 1:12 remaining.
Little 1-4 set. Nolan Richardson did not spread it.
Under 10 on the shot clock.
Stewart's open.
Stewart. 1 on the shot clock. Thurman beat it. Oh! He got it. 3-pointer.
Huge arch on that. He had to do it to get it over Lang's hands.
The shot clock went off, Billy. As he released it, Collins now with a 3.
Not a good idea, Jim. Try to get it too quick. And if you foul, it's 2 shots.
And there it is. They'll send McDaniel to the line for a couple. Scotty Thurman.
Watch the arch he puts on this to get it over Lang, way above his normal arch, and drains it.
And again, the shot clock elapsed as the ball was on its way, as long as it leaves the hand first.
Correct. Then it must hit the rim, but in that particular case, it hit the rim inside.
Duke looked very unsettled at the other end.
I thought Collins, he had a lot of time. He didn't need to take that quick 3.
McDaniel. McDaniel, who grew up in Tulsa, went to games at Tulsa when Richardson was the coach there. All the way back to the 5th grade, he knew he wanted to play for this man. Not one of them. Makes it a 2-possession game, Billy.
Right, they might as well go for 2 here, not worry about 3s.
Collins in the lane. Collins missed the lay-in. Rebound Beck, and he's fouled from behind by Lang. Marty Clark in for Lang, who is fouled out with 15.
And Jim, his defensive play in trying to force Thurman to shoot that jumper just didn't get that.
They shoot 2 here back. Ooh. Back at the line after getting the rebound at the other end.
Now, Jim, still, if he hits this one, it's still a 2-possession game for Duke. A 3 and a 2 will get it there, but with 2-shot fouls, it makes it very difficult to stop that clock with a foul. But it's going to put Arkansas on the line for 2 more, and Beck has got a cut hand. Now, he has to come out of the game. They can put in any shooter they want. Any shooter on the Arkansas team can come in to shoot this free throw. Now you go down the line.
Might want to bring like a Dillard in.
Well, Rematch has got 78%. They're going to go down there and get the hand, the cut covered.
So it has to be dressed.
It's going to be Dillard.
Yep.
Dillard comes in to shoot. He's an 80% free throw shooter, 32 for 40. Has not taken as many shots as Rematch, but 80%, not bad.
He'll shoot 1. He'll shoot the second. What should have been Beck's. So now Dillard comes right in and makes it a 5-point lead.
Still tool work.
Capel takes the three, though. Rebound, Parks puts it in, and a timeout Duke with 10.2 to go. 75-72, Arkansas. Okay, now to inbound. Arkansas with a 3-point lead. 10.2 seconds remaining.
Jim, you got to think of who you'd want to foul here. Everybody that's going to catch it, pretty good foul shooter, particularly McDaniel out there. Corey Beck is back in the game, bandaged up. And Jim, here is the play of the game. Lang going out on Thurman. Scotty goes up, realizes Lang a great shot blocker. Look at the arch on that, and there's the 0, and right down through the hoop. Sensational play as a great jump shooter altered his shot above the defender.
Ooh.
This is huge right here, because Duke could tie with a 3. A made shot here makes it 2-possession game.
McDaniel, one more. Clark.
Too much time, too much time.
Great defense, Arkansas, and they take it away. McDaniel will end it in style. Arkansas is in hog heaven. They've won the first ever national championship.